Hey guys, it's me again. So, tonight we got two major products to review. Actually, before we start doing that, I'm going to apologize in advance for not making an actual review video for a while. The thing that sucks is I actually have material to review, but life has been being a particular bitch lately. What are you gonna fucking do? So, So, like I said, we have two devices up for review. We have the Hades mod from Tobbbeco, and we have the Patriot RDA, as well as a juice review. We have 5 juices up to review, and something in the tube. Oh, something in the tube. So we figure out what that is at the very end. So, I guess with that in mind, we're going to take a look at these products. So the first thing up for review is the Hades mod, Hades clone from Tobbbeco. I'm liking this thing a lot. Having tried the authentic Hades from Futun, I mean, I can't really tell a difference. I mean, it's got silver-plated contacts. It takes a 26-650 battery. Let's look at that battery real quick. That is a chunky fucking battery. That's fantastic. That's just great. I get loads of vape time out of it. It's fantastic for any soloing devices. And on top of anything, this thing is just fucking chunky. It is just fucking big. And it has one of the coolest logos on it that I've ever seen. I mean, that's fantastic. Fuck, I love this thing. There's not really a whole lot to say. I mean, it's a mechanical mod. It's got a... Actually, that's one thing I don't really actually like about this thing a whole lot. It has a weird, kind of funky sounding fire button after putting the magnets in it. I don't know if you can, I don't know if that's audible on camera, but that's just kind of weird. But on the same token, the distance to fire this thing is so small. That's great too. Fuck. So, shit, there's not really a whole lot to say about a mechanical mod. I mean, silver-plated contacts, the entire switch assembly comes apart, and we'll get to that. You can upgrade it with magnets. Now, there's really not a whole lot to say about it. I mean, it's a mechanical mod. It's a fucking tube you stick your fucking battery in, and then you fucking press a button, and it makes psh come out of your fucking RDA or whatever the fuck you're using. So, I mean, there's not really a whole lot to say. It's stainless steel stainless steel construction. I mean, voltage drop probably has to be like somewhere around like 3.5 or some shit like that. But I mean, you still get a good I mean, at least an hour to an hour and a half of vaping. Now, that all depends on what your setup is, what ohms you're rocking. But I mean, that's just kind of how it works. I'm gonna do the up close portion of this after I get the main idea out. So everything is, there's no glue or anything involved. It's all screwed together. Threads are fantastic on it. I've already said like 4 times that has silver-plated contacts. I love that. This is the first mod that I've had that has silver-plated contacts, and you can definitely tell the difference. I mean, there's not really a whole lot going on. It's got a, that huge fucking chunky hole for your battery. It's got ginormous vent holes, which you would expect for a battery of this size. Shit. Like I said, there's not really a whole lot to say. It's a fucking tube. Shit. So, I mean, after using this for a while, I mean, it does everything you're going to want it to. In comparison to a lot of RDAs, it kind of dwarfs them. So for some of you that are aesthetic people, it might look, kind of dinky. But I mean, I'm a performance guy, so if it works, it's good enough for me. I mean, fuck Look at this little thing that I concocted. It's fucking wrapped in electrical tape, but it fucking works. Fuck. That's really all you can really say about this product. I mean, if you're looking for a mod that has, you know, more battery life, and you want a chunkier piece of equipment to haul around with you, I mean, go for it. I mean, I walk around with this. Yeah, I have no problem with it. It's heavy, but, you know, it's not as heavy as the VTR or anything like that. So I guess we can get into the threads. The threading on this device is fucking fantastic. I mean, even though this is a clone, they did a damn fine job on this clone. I mean, 2 twists. Actually, that was 1. Shit. But that's your locking ring. Just give it a good twist. 1, 2, and it's locked. I mean, it's fucking great. I've never had any sticking issues with this. It's just bam, 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 back and forth. Same with the battery well. The threads on this are huge, and they don't creak or squeak or make any weird fucking noises at all. I mean, it's almost like it has like a magnetic feel when you're putting the firing switch on it. It just fits so perfectly onto this device. It's fantastic. It's just so smooth. It's fantastic. And then, I mean, that's just fucking great. So there's the Hades mod. Also, the top portion comes apart to adjust your switch, but we'll get to that in the close-up. So the next portion of this is the Patriot RDA. So first impressions of this, I mean, it was ridiculously bigger. I mean, it's, as far as all the RDAs that I've used, it's definitely bigger. I mean, in comparison to, like, you know, the Helios right here. Actually, you know what, while we're fucking holding on to the Helios, I didn't get to do a review on this fucking Helios because of, of a major flaw. And it really fucking destroyed it. Because the female screw, the female portion of this device, well, the female holes, rather, they all fucking, got stripped. They're done. They don't accept any more screws. And consequently, I lost all the screws. And there's no point in buying more screws for a device that won't thread. So, the EH Pro Helios clone was great when I first got it. It was, it was fucking wonderful. It was easy as fuck to build on. You know, it's got this awesome negative or positive, in the middle. I mean, it's got a good insulator. It's really easy to adjust your airflow on this, and I didn't really care for the little air hole that they had going on for it anyway. I ended up just fucking taking a drill to it and calling it something. I also ended up torching this because I like the black look. I'm probably going to end up torching the Patriot too, but I like that black look. Don't make any fucking conclusions out of that. So, I guess if you want to spend $20-some-odd on a clone that may or may not fail you, go for it. But, for size comparison, there's a difference in size, not by like a whole lot, but it's it's there. It looks good on devices like the K100 because it's smaller. But in comparison, I like this a whole lot better. Just because it's bigger. The build deck is so much bigger. It's polished stainless steel, so it looks really nice on my Hades, which is a big thumbs up for me. I don't really have any problems with it. It's great. It's got silver-plated contact as well. I purchased this device from someone, a guy on eBay under the name Vapor Trends. The shipping was, it was decent. It's USPS shipping, so go figure, whatever that's going to be for you. I paid $19.99 for this clone. I mean, I haven't tried the actual Patriot. I mean, it's a clone, not a reproduction, so, replica, so, I mean, it's going to perform well, and that's kind of a philosophy that I go by, is I generally always want to buy clones to prove the point that you can still get a fantastic vape and not have to fucking spend oodles and oodles and oodles of fucking money, because that's ridiculous. I mean, and if you really want to flaunt how much money you make, go for it. Buy a $115 RDA or whatever. That's, if that's your deal, go for it. Me, that's not my thing. I get just as good of a vape off of the clones. I have no problems with it. So, I guess I will show you how she vapes. Stick this 18650 battery in there. Pop this on. God, I still love that. That just perfect chink. Good to go. And I can demonstrate for you the Patriot RDA. Stick that on there. What I'm running right now is dual 28 gauge parallel. I really like the parallels. Let's see what we're going to use today. Let's break out some Cinnarol. Stick that on there. This VG, this is the VG-PG ratio on this is 20% PG, 80% VG. If you're watching this, you should know by now what the hell that means. Alright. The vapor is definitely there. And those parallel coils, I love the flavor you get from those parallel coils. That's fantastic. I love this flavor. And we'll get into that some more at the end. So I guess I also have I had this drilled out to 5/64ths on either side. The guy that I bought this from does that for you free of charge. When you buy it off of eBay, he has no problem drilling out these holes for you. I'm enjoying that a lot. So I guess that's it. So I'll take you down to the deconstruction of these devices. Alright. So, pardon the Megadeth versus Metallica thing up there. Major metalhead. Can't help it. It's a good background. So first, we'll take a look at this Patriot RDA. And my camera doesn't really seem to want to focus at the moment. What the fuck? Let's see if we can make it focus. No, it's not going to fucking focus. Alright, so here's the Patriot RDA. I don't know if you can see the design on there. It's laser etched in there. It's got a cool little birdie on there. So we can take it apart. It's got a 510 hole in it. It came with the drip tip. I actually really like this drip tip. It fits the RDA very well. I enjoy it. I haven't had any need to swap out drip tips or anything like that. It's wide enough to drip through. It does the job. So, pulling it apart, fucking juicy as fuck in there. The O-rings on here are just perfect I ran into RDAs that just have super tight O-rings, and I'm the kind of guy that likes to pull the top cap off to drip onto his coils. That's just kind of how I am. There's no way around it for me. I can't really just take the drip tip off and drip on here. I just can't do it. So for me, constantly pulling off this top cap on my mod is just a treat because it fits on there so perfectly. I mean, it's not going anywhere, but it's really easy to remove. I mean, I don't need to stick this on a mod to take the top cap off. So enough of that. So the screws on this are Phillips, and they are big screws compared to some of the other RDAs that I've gotten. This particular vendor did give me a pack of little dinky thumb screws, and I have no idea where they're at, and honestly I don't really care because I hate thumb screws, but I guess they're good if you lose one, or, you know, something to that effect, if you really need to go back to fucking thumb screws. You know, I guess if you really got to do that. The holes on this, I really don't want to take these coils off, but if you can kind of make out, the holes on this are fucking ginormous. And they actually, the guy who I bought this from did drill these out for me, but he actually is intelligent enough to drill out the center hole bigger, get this, bigger than these other two posts. What a fucking concept. I mean, I figure that should be a no-brainer when you buy something like this from a factory. Like the IOWs, I've noticed that they're practically the same size on all the posts. I just think that's ridiculous. I have no idea why people can't fucking just drill out the holes to the appropriate size. I figure that's something vendors should take into account. Oh, hey, look, my computer fucking turned off. So this is it, and I'm obviously running my dual coils here. This really is not good for your single coil users. I am a die-hard dual coiler and sometimes quad coiler. I haven't put a quad in this one yet. I am planning on trying something out as far as putting a quad parallel on here. I have no idea how fast I'm going to blow myself up with that, but we're going to see how that works out. I mean, but there's not really a whole lot going on. I mean, it's an RDA. It's a stainless steel RDA. What more do you want? Let's stick this back up here. I really actually can't wait to torch this, because it's that polished stainless steel, so it's probably going to look fucking sick as all hell. I mean, then you can see your contact. This is not adjustable. I mean, I have tried sticking something down in there without trying to mar up the stainless steel around it, but I do not want to fuck up this pin, so I didn't really try extremely hard, but this thing isn't adjustable, so I guess that's a con for some people, but I don't really have a problem with it at all. Running on all the mods that I have no conductivity issues with this RDA. So there she is, all the beauty that she has. Moving on to the Hades mod. Now you can see a really nice close-up of this. Wonderful. If you can look in there, the pin in the 510 connection, the pin itself is raised, like it has kind of a conical shape to it, so it's, you know, it juts out, so it does a really good job of making connection. Now this on the inside is adjustable. You can take your flathead and you can stick that in there and you can adjust it that way. That's a lot simpler than actually taking this piece apart and trying to do it that way. So let's take this off. As you can see, there's like almost no sound to these threads. It's fantastic. Pop that off. There's your battery. And there's the inside look in there. You can see that the silver pin in there, it is actually a pin. It's not something like the bottom that's just flat. It's an actual pin. That's good to go. Now, my hands are really juicy right now, so I'm going to have a hell of a time trying to get this fucking top piece off. Here, give me a second. Okay, not as hard as I thought. Holy shit. So this part comes off too, which reveals your silver connection in here, which allows you to adjust your pin setting from the inside. I had it all set up for the battery that I have. Like I said, I've had absolutely no conductivity. Fucking damn it! I've had no conductivity issues with this at all. I've had no problems with this piece coming off of the mod. I mean, the threads on this thing are just fantastic. They're smooth enough to get off, but when you want them to stay put, they ain't going anywhere. Okay, so your firing switch. Bam. I mean, it's chunky. It's got some weird, wobbliness to it. It goes back and forth a little bit. Whatever. It's a firing switch. It does its job. I guess I'm just not too picky. I'm not picky enough. But this is how you would change your shit out from a spring to magnets. And it comes with magnets. At least this kit did. You should always get magnets. I love magnets. But how you do this is you first take out this I don't even know what this material is. It's some kind of polycarbonate or something to that effect. And it's kind of a bitch to get out. But come on. There it goes. But there you go. It has a little O-ring on it. Keeps it in there. Does its job. And then there's your switch. And how you put your magnets in there is I usually always have to get a hold of a pair of pliers, because I tighten this thing down. So, shit. Come on. Come on. There it goes. Okay. Dokey. There we go. So there's your pin, or your piece of silver. There's a piece of silver. It makes a connection to your battery. There's your switch undone. And then here's your magnets. I mean, what do you want to say? They're magnets. God damn it. And they're strong magnets. I think they're probably rare earth magnets. Obviously, you know how a fucking magnet works. If you've been to fucking elementary school, you should know how magnets work. There's a north and a south end. And they repel each other. And then here's your bottom switch. So, how you would do this is you would figure out where the repulsion is coming from. In this case, it's this side. They're not marked. So then you put one on your ring itself. Oh, damn. And then you drop the other one in. This part can be kind of tricky for some people, but I've had no real issues with it. Unless, of course, just like that. Just because it's on camera, I'm going to have some kind of fucking problem. Welcome to my life. And once these things are together, kind of a bitch to get apart. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. Jeez, you're gonna be a real pain in the ass today, aren't you? Okay. Don't tell me I just fucking did that. Good lord. Alright. Life. Why now? Which side is it? Good lord. I guess this is a con, trying to figure out what fucking side the magnet. Okay, there we go. Good lord. just because it's on camera, too. Motherfucker, you guys, this is just my luck. Luckily, for those of you who don't want to use magnets, you can always use the spring. I find the magnets work oodles and oodles better when you get them to cooperate with you. But only then. Ta-da. God damn, that was more of a struggle than it needed to be. Once you have those in, you're going to take your pin, stick it back in there, and then very tediously push that back together. Take your pliers. You need to tighten this down. If you don't, then the firing switch will simply come off the device, and that is not what you're looking for. There you go. And then you take your little insulator, you stick it back in there. Bam. There you go. Then you can pop your battery back in there. I mean, it's really easy to put the battery in. Oh, that's sexy, isn't it? Alright. Bam. There you go. On these you can see the magnet will attract Canthol and shit. That's kind of funny. So, those are your two devices. Alright, there you go. Something you do kind of, this is a sensitive firing button. It's a lot less of a problem with the magnets in it, but if you do set it up like this with the ring unlocked, there's such a short distance for the firing mechanism to work, so you will get some firing action if you just leave it sitting upright. So, just lock it. Really, really easy to fix. Alright. So, going back to the other portion of this. Door. So, as promised, there will be a juice review. So, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what we got up first. First thing we have is Mt.baker Vapor Cinnamon Roll. This is one of their highest voted juices, and it is wonderful. This is probably hands down one of my top 3 favorite juices ever. In a tank, it's really kind of dinky. It just tastes like you just took a spoonful of cinnamon and stuck it in your mouth. But on an RDA, you get the icing. And I mean, I'm running at a 0.4 ohms here, and you get the icing and the sugar and like the butteriness, and it's fantastic. You need those low ohms to get those flavors. Fantastic. I love it. Try to burn off as much of this juice as possible. This is going to be the time-consuming portion of this. The next thing we have up for review is also Mt.baker Vapor Dragon Fruit. I have been hesitant to buy this for a while. I mean, it looks really yummy on the website, so I'm like, it's probably, it's probably alright. So, but I never wanted to put it in a tank, so we're going to drip it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.